Hi, guys, and welcome back to Just So Rare. I'm delighted that I've got my competition winner, the real winner, that is. His name is Alex, and he is based in Sweden at the moment. So welcome, Alex. How are you doing, pal?
Hi, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you giving up your time to come on and do this video and to pick your team. So much appreciated, mate.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Thank you again for offering me with the opportunity. So it'll be fun to play with rares.
Yeah. So how long, Alex, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been on the platform?
I think it's only been a month or two, to be fair. I have a little spreadsheet, to be fair, of all of my deals,
Yeah.
but it's only been a couple months, so quite sort of new player to the game.
Right. And just to let users know who are watching this, you're known as S. Mori, I believe.
Yes, yeah, S Mori 7. So I sort of stream, but mostly Football Manager.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that because I've watched your streams recently because you're going for the world record, aren't you, on Football Manager?
Yeah, the longest Football Manager save ever. So slowly getting there.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. To be fair, like we were talking off air, I used to love Football Manager, but as I'm getting older, different priorities in life, mate. And it's
Yeah.
so you're based in Sweden currently, as we're
Yes.
talking to
Yeah.
you now. That's amazing. So what are you doing in Sweden, Alex?
I'm doing a PhD in sort of space science.
All
So
right.
working with sort of researching asteroids and whatnot. But yeah, very northern Sweden. Still got snow on the ground up here.
Oh, wicked.
We've had snow since I don't know, maybe September, and it hasn't left since then. So
Wow.
very snowy.
How did you get involved in So Rare, Alex? How did you hear about it? YouTube?
Yeah, it was sort of YouTube and Twitter. I think was the first guy I sort of saw doing it because I used to watch his Football Manager content.
Yeah.
And then that was a while back, and then I sort of refound it again. It was as it was sort of getting bigger again, because obviously in the sort of 2020 it's really sort of blown up. And I sort of started looking for it on YouTube and sort of started following everyone, and that's how I found you and found a lot of the other sort of content creators and sort of followed along. And then I was like, okay, let me try and jump in on this as well now. So because it looks like
Brilliant.
quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely that, mate. Definitely. There's a few faults with it, but overall it's a fantastic product, and people who are interested in football, they'll love it. I'm sure. Genuinely, I don't know anyone who started who doesn't like the platform, and that's a
Yeah.
genuine comment. So it's good. Can I just ask you, as a new user, you play
Mm.
limited at the moment, yeah?
Well, I haven't actually played any SO5 yet.
Right,
I'm mostly on trading really, because I to be fair, I started very low. I only put about £20 in,
right.
because I just sort of had that lying about, and I went, I'm just going to stick that in, and I was a bit cautious at first,
Mm-hmm.
and I sort of treated it as like I'm just going to do some trading at first, and I'm sort of working my way up in that sense. But it's doing all right at the moment. I think, I don't know, my gallery's worth maybe 100, 120 at the moment. So I've sort of made a good amount, but
Well,
it's mostly trading.
that's bloody brilliant. You've 6 times your money.
Yeah. I'm sort of waiting on a few players now. I've sort of you make a few mistakes with a few trades, but then you sit on players, and obviously with the summer, you're sort of waiting. So I used to be very much like quick deals, and now I'm trying to sort of play a bit more of the long-term game.
Oh, wicked.
But yeah.
Well, it's good to have someone on differently who just has started off trading, because you're the only person I know who has just targeted trading from the
Yeah.
off from this get-go. So that's interesting. Just very briefly, Alex, what did you make of the announcement yesterday?
I thought it was a good announcement, to be fair, after all of the sort of controversy that has been going around with it. It was generally pretty good, and like I like the idea, like sort of monthly updates from their newsletter, a bit more sort of communication, because I've
Mhm.
seen obviously everyone saying they don't really talk enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, as I was looking to get into, like, I was like, I'll keep trading until I get like some rare cards and go in for the sort of threshold division. So I'm glad they're keeping the thresholds, just the goalkeepers. I was like, oh no, I got to go find a goalkeeper now. And all of those prices, everyone panic bought everyone there. So that was the only disappointing thing. But it's sort of, you got to just take your time and get into it slowly. But I'm glad they've got thresholds still, because that is definitely like that is the area I will target when I sort of jump into the game, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't blame you. That's what I would do if I was starting, knowing what I
Yeah.
know now, It's
Yeah.
but no, it's good that there's positivity with new users about the announcement, because ultimately that's what it's got to be all about, to get the new users coming through and they're happy and they can see there's a way they can progress.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear, because ultimately we all want the platform to succeed, because ultimately we'll all make money if that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. So, Alex, you rightfully won the competition that I
Yeah.
set. Although I made a balls up, but he's had the opportunity, but you had first choice on what you wanted to pick, and you've decided to go for the rare team, yeah?
Yeah. No, it was what I did quite a lot of. I sort of went through all of like the tournaments and saw how many points you needed to actually win a card.
Yeah.
And even in the limiteds, it was about the average is above 300. And then I went and looked at all sign. You go, well, 205, and you've got the threshold. So it's pretty much a no-brainer for me for a one-off sort of thing.
Absolutely. I got to apologize, Alex, because viewers will see now you've picked your team, and I'll show it here now, but because I've not got many options with goalkeepers, with starting ones, the only real starter I've got, and he's made out of glass, is Jasper Cillessen. He's back from injury, I think, but I understand why you're going with the common one, because I don't think he is going to start, whether he's fit or not, because the guy who's come in, I think he's kept 4 clean sheets.
Yeah, and I think he has.
Why did you go for the Barca keeper, mate?
Well, I was looking at sort of everyone else's fixtures, and like sort of the other people that were sort of I was looking at was like Handanovic or Szczesny. They play each other, and I feel like there could be goals in that game. And then also, I think I was looking at Vargas from Atlas, but they play Cruz Azul away, and I think it's 4th versus 6th. So I went with Ter Stegen. They're playing home. I know it is against Sevilla, but I don't think Sevilla have been playing that well recently. And Barca with Xavi at the moment, they seem to be really sort of kicking into a new gear. So I'm hoping he can sort of keep a clean sheet and sort of continue that good form. And he's been scoring pretty highly recently. I think his last 5's like 57 or something.
Yeah. It's not a bad reasoning for that, to be honest. And was their last game when they battered Madrid?
Yeah, it was the 4-0. So I'm hoping that sort of good run going against Sevilla.
Yeah, but no, that I get why you've picked him, to be fair. So you defended it, you've gone with Krugervoy from
Yeah. I think he's the no-brainer of the defenders, really. He's been incredible for Zenit recently. Wasn't it? I think a goal and assist in his last 3 games or something like that.
Yeah.
And Zenit, I think, top of the table. I think they are playing a relatively, I think they're playing 4th or something, but I still think even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he's really sort of going for goals and assists. So I think out of all the options at defence, he's the standout option, really.
Yeah, and he plays more of a left midfield role, to be fair, with Zenit.
Yeah. So he's definitely the one. I thought that's why I've sort of captained him as well, because I think he probably has a good chance. Although I feel like I could change captaincy at any point depending on what reports I see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just to let viewers know, this is being recorded on Wednesday evening. So if there are changes because of people being injured, whatnot, this is subject to change. So just to let you know, but we'll let you know when we do the results, because if it's okay, Alex, I was going to ask you to come back on next week with hopefully some sort of reward.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
just
good with
to
me.
talk through it. So you've gone with my man Saba in midfield.
Yeah. No, he's been on incredible run of form. I just hope he continues it. He's got a goal or assist in his last 4. Hatay are playing pretty well. Even if they don't play well, he still can get a goal or assist out of nowhere. So I'm hoping he can just continue his good form. They are playing at home as well. So I think he's a no-brainer, just form of his life at the moment. I'm just hoping the international break didn't sort of slow him down, because I think he did play for Georgia.
Yeah, he did, I think. And he needs to score or assist, because he doesn't score that well. He's not a player that suits the matrix.
Yeah, that was my sort of one thing. I was talking with him and Kuchayev. He has a really high all around points playing for Ruben. So it was sort of between him and Saba and Diego Valdez, but I've decided to go with Saba because I think he's just on that good run of form. And if I leave him out and he gets his 5th goal or assist in a game, I'll be like, oh well, that was stupid leaving him out.
That Kuchiev, by the way, he hit 97 in a 6-1 defeat.
I know. It was incredible.
He did score, but that would only give
Yeah.
him 60. But his all-round game, I think he made 5 tackles or something. But
yeah, he's that's why it was so hard to pick the midfielders. I was like, can I just not have 3 midfielders? Because I probably would have got rid of the forward and got 3 for midfielders. But yeah, I'm just hoping he is playing Kimchi at the bottom of the league, so that's why I was really like, oh, but I think I'll stick with Saba at the moment.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So your striker is Maxim.
Yeah,
Glishchenkov.
Yeah, he's. I think he's recently broken into the sort of first team, getting a starting role now.
Yeah,
I think he's got a couple of goals recently. I think it's for Krila, I think it is.
Yes.
So I'm hoping he can continue. Well, I don't think there was too many. Well, the problem is that Asensio and Yaremchuk sort of haven't been playing very well at all. Those would have been my sort of initial when I first saw them. I was like, yeah, those two. But then I looked at their sort of recent form, and they've both been pretty poor, honestly, or substitutes and whatnot. So I was like, I need to, especially if you're looking for a threshold, you need a player that starts rather than coming on as a sub appearance. And he seems to be starting, and they're playing at home versus 15th in the league. So hopefully he can get a goal against them.
Absolutely. And Yaremchuk, I watched him in the game he did start.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, with what's going on in his home country, his head, I don't know how he's even playing, to be honest.
No.
And he looks like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, to be honest.
No, can't blame him, really.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, I'd go with that. And, you know, I wouldn't argue with anything you've said so far, to be perfectly honest, because this would be generally the team that I would go for. And your extra is obviously my main man, Diego Valdez.
No, he's been doing well as well for Club America. I didn't realize they would be doing so poorly, actually, though, this year. They're like down in 15th or something, but he still seems to play well, even if they're not winning, drawing. He gets a goal or assist somewhere, pops up. So.
Well, they won the league last year.
And I think he recently got called up to the Chile team, didn't he?
Yes. And I think he came on last night.
Yeah. Okay. Did they? Yeah.
So that's where his 26 has come from. I believe that's from last night's game. But he, like I said, he didn't start.
Yeah. He got subbed on versus Uruguay, didn't he?
Yeah. Because the winner, or the guy who I allowed to pick the limited team, Dan, his name is, sorry, Dan, but he's also picked Valdez in his limited team. For me, like, the Mexican league is weird because you have two champions a year, basically, because they split it into 2 seasons. And Club America, who he plays for, won the league last year, or like before the break. And now, like you said, they're doing poorly, but I expect them to come strong.
Yeah, it's very early. I think I remember that from Football Manager. They have like a split league somehow, but I think they're only a few, like 8 or 9 games into the season. So hopefully you can, for both of us, get a few decisives going. But the big what if is I'll be watching Kucheyev and just hoping he doesn't do much, or if he does, hopefully Saba or Diego gets them.
Absolutely, Valdez. He's in for that league. He's a class act. He really is, and I like that teammate. And like I said, that would be very similar to what I would pick given the options I've got, because I haven't got many options. I used to before I sold up a lot of it to pay for other things, but you know, I'd be amazed if you don't win any ETH with that. But like I said, and I talked to you off air about this, Dan, who's picked the limited team, the winner was going to always be guaranteed 001 ETH, regardless whether you won a reward or whatever. I've said to Dan, because he's picked the limited team, he obviously can't, he's got no chance of winning any ETH. So if his team he selected doesn't win a reward, I've told him I'll give him a limited card just as a thank you and a sorry for entering and stuff. So what I'm going to say to you now, if this team doesn't win anything, I will ensure you will get the 001F, and I'll also give you a limited card as well.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that a lot. That is too generous of you, really. But I appreciate that, mate.
No, that's fine. So, if you can come back on next week, mate, and we can discuss, hopefully you've won the 02F. And,
hopefully I've come first and I've won an incredible card. And
well,
that
that would be amazing, because I've never managed to do it with these 4 fucking players that you've selected. But you never know, because if they all perform on one, and that's what I've always said, and this is why I love So Rare, especially because if they all have their games of their lives on exactly the same weekend, anything can happen. And exactly. that's the hope. So are you happy to stick Krug as your captain, or do you want to change it?
I think I'll keep him for now. I probably will keep an eye on the news and see if anything changes, but I'll stick with him for the moment. Yeah.
Right. So I've confirmed that. And like I said, if there is any changes, injuries, whatever, I'll let you know, and then we'll update it. And then in the follow-up video, we can display the team that you actually entered.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So, Alex, like I said, I appreciate you giving up your time to come on. What time are we? Are Sweden an hour ahead, I take it, are they?
Yes, hour ahead we are at the moment, so not too bad for
right.
time zones.
That's okay. Alex, like I said, really appreciate giving you time up to come on here. And that's it, really, mate. Best of luck with the team. I got my fingers crossed, because I obviously want you to do as well as possible.
Thank you for offering the competition. There's not many content creators doing sort of this level of giveaways. No, there's all these giveaways on Twitter and stuff, but like allowing you to play with your gallery, that is something completely different. So really are very generous. So I appreciate it, mate. Thanks for the opportunity.
That's no problem, and thanks for your comments, mate. What I'll do, Alex, I'll get in touch with you over the next few days to make sure you're going to get a full 4 players, or as much as we possibly can, with team news, etc. The problem is, because we're doing it so early, there's no even predicted lineups at this moment in time, so I've got no idea if any of them are injured. But we'll get it out there anyway, and I'll be in contact with you before Friday. Absolutely. So, Alex, once again, thanks very much for doing this, and hopefully when we speak next, you're there with a minimum of 2F.
Yes, thank you, mate. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks very much, pal, and I appreciate you giving up your time once more.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Alex. All the best, mate, and good luck.
You too, man.
Cheers, pal.